Buick dealers in America have said, we don't really want to sell electric cars. Quite a surprise to me. I don't know what's going on here or why they've made this decision, but here are the details. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Nearly half of America's Buick dealers are taking a buyout instead of selling electric cars. So what exactly is happening? Why are they doing this? Well, Buick dealerships across the United States have given up their franchise to focus on other General Motors brands that they sell. 1,000 or nearly 1,000 Buick dealerships across the United States have accepted buyouts from General Motors over the past 12 months, as opposed to investing in the brand to sell electric cars. Buick had nearly or just under 2,000 dealerships across the US at the start of 2023. But they have confirmed they'll end 2023 with only 1,000 dealers, meaning at least 958 dealers are no longer going to be selling General Motors cars, or Buick cars anyway. That's a 47% decrease from 12 months ago. Those dealerships who have not accepted the buyouts will each need to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in training, equipment, and tooling for the sales and servicing of electric cars. So basically, General Motors has said Buick's going to be EV only. So you need to invest in having charging points at your dealership. You know, invest in training your staff on how to sell, basically how to sell our electric cars, new electric cars. And 957 dealers, so clearly about 50% of dealers said, bye-bye, we don't want to do this, we're not interested. The vice president of Global Buick, Duncan Eldred, said the buyouts were offered voluntarily to dealerships and in consultation with dealers. So General Motors really has, this is kind of their way of trying to cut dealerships. They thought there was too many dealerships, which there was, considering there's not many Buick models. And so GM were like, well, let's put them in a position where they're more likely to want to get out of it. You know, we'll give them a buyout and they'll just leave. They'll just, basically, they won't be dealers anymore. He said the buyout program remains open and confirmed that the remaining Buick dealerships have previously represented about 20% of the company's US sales. I'm really pleased with where we are, Eldred said. Even though they've lost 960 dealers, he says that's a good thing. The network, where we are now, is a good size. It's with dealers who are focused on the business, who have shown that they can recover the volume that the dealers who transitioned away were doing. So General Motors and Buick think that it's going to make no difference to Buick sales in North America, losing half of their dealers, which is possible. Despite Buick now having fewer dealers in the United States, 89% of the nation's population are within 25 miles of a Buick dealership. So yeah, I mean, 9 out of 10 people are within 25 miles of a dealer, even though 50% of dealerships are shutting down. General Motors will transition Buick to an EV-only brand within the next approximately 5 years. So dealerships are aware of that, and a lot of them thought, well, there's no future. EVs, there's no future in cars if we have electric cars. Strange, but anyway. The chairman of Buick National Dealer Council, Bo Mandel, notes that some dealers chose to give up their Buick franchise and will focus on other General Motors brands, like GMC. Now, the percentage of EVs sold in 2023 by GMC was minuscule. It was about 2%, only a tiny bit more than Subaru. So, yeah, really, really very small percentage of sales from GMC were electric. And General Motors is just not really putting these dealers in a position to succeed in the future. That's what it looks like anyway. This year has proven to be quite a fruitful one for the car maker though. Its US sales have jumped 58% year over year through November, thanks primarily to surging demand for the Encore GX and the Envision crossover. The new GMC Envista is also selling well with 10,000, in fact more than 10,500 units sold since it landed in dealerships in August as the brand's last new combustion powered offering. So the Envista, the Buick Envista, will be the final internal combustion engine vehicle that the company will actually sell. From now on, they're only going to move completely to electric cars. So yeah, this is the final Buick internal combustion engine vehicle. You're looking at it right here, the Buick Envista. But that said, I mean, if this is the best-selling car for Buick at 10,500 units sold over the past 4 months, that's still not very many, considering, like, what, 1,958 dealers together sold 10,500? That's a very small number. That's like 5 per dealership over a few months. So it's not really selling that well, to be fair. What are your thoughts on Buick? Do you think they have a future in America? Do you think that it makes sense for 50% of Buick dealers to say, well, if you're going to sell EVs, we're not interested? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.